Okay, we'll talk after. Okay, bye. Yeah.
Okay, so we pick up day 4, Mesilas Yesharim, the introduction, the Hakdama to Mesilas Yesharim. We've said so far a few things that the author wanted to start with. So he starts saying again, day 1, this sefer is going to be filled with things we already know, but as I mentioned multiple times, we don't yet know them. Day 2, we said that unfortunately, these things are so obvious to people, but they don't think about them. And that most of the world doesn't think about them. And everyone likes to spend time in their brains with what they enjoy, whether it's math, science, English, Torah, halacha, all the things people like to spend time with, that is what they do. They like to spend time on the things they enjoy. And sometimes, and most of the time for many people, Mesilas Yesharim is saying, the Ramchal is saying, is Shleimus HaAvoda, the way that we react with Hashem, our Avas Hashem and our Yiras Hashem, all of these things, we don't think about enough. These aren't things that we spend our time with. We like to spend our time doing other things. And it's very important to be davak to Hashem, to be close to Hashem. And we said yesterday that you can ask anyone, and you ask any single person, what would they say if you asked them, oh, is it Avas Hashem important? Oh, is Yiras Hashem important? They'd say, of course. My whole life is Avas Hashem. My whole life is Yiras Hashem. All I care about is my relationship with God. I spend all my time keeping Shabbos and kosher and making sure that I'm doing all the mitzvos as best as I can. But if you think deep about it, and you think and you say, how much time did I put into reading about, my Avas Hashem? How much time did I put into my Yiras Hashem, to my learning about how to fear Hashem better and learning how to love Hashem better? You would see all of us, and I'm saying the Ramchal, who is a Gaon, a very smart, big Talmud Chacham, whatever you want to say, scholar. Even he is saying this was lacking, and now even more so all these years later. And we would say that not only are these things not studied, but he would say that, that's for the simple-minded people. I learn Gemara, I learn Chumash, I learn Navi, I spend my time doing those things. But, learning about like God, my love of Hashem, that's not what I spend time. That's what we've gone through so far. That's what he said so far. And unfortunately, it is a big problem, as we've seen so far, that this is something very important that we need to spend time on. And as I mentioned yesterday, anything that you love and you want to know more about, you're going to spend time on. If you love Adrian Peterson, the football player, then you're going to read all about Adrian Peterson, the football player. If you love college hockey, then you're going to spend time learning about college hockey. If you love science, you're going to spend time reading about science. And if we love Hashem, then we should spend time, at least a few minutes every night, learning about our relationship with Hashem and how to get closer to Hashem, how to love Hashem more, how to fear Hashem more. And that's what we're doing in the Sefer. So now we continue. And we're reading, I have the words here to make it easier. So we're up to Ve'ulam Toldos Haminhag Hazeh Ros Me'od L'Chachamim U'Levilti Chachamim. He's saying that this Minhag HaOlam, the way the world is running right now, where we don't spend so much time learning about Avas Hashem and Yiras Hashem, about our fear and love of Hashem, is bad for everyone in the world. Why? Because people that are Chachamim, they're not learning about this because they think they're too smart for this. And people that are not Chachamim are not smart enough, as he says. Ki Gorem, because what causes this? Sheme'ela u'me'ela, from all of this, yichaser ha'chasidus ha'amiti v'yeh yakar me'od limtsoa oso ba'olam. That what's going to happen? There's going to be a lack of chasidus. There's going to be a lack of piety in the world. Why? Because no one's going to be learning about how to be a pious person. No one's going to be learning how to be a chassid. No one's going to be learning how to get close to Hashem. No one is going to get to that levels that we need to learn from people. Think how we do have great people in our world. You look at a person like Rabbi Greenberg, someone who's learned so much Torah, and he emulates the values of Hashem. So you could see that he spent time in his life learning about Hashem. But unfortunately, if we have this attitude that we don't need to spend time learning about our love and relationship and getting closer to Hashem, then this is not going to be good for the people that are Hasidim, that people that are pious and think they're too good, or the people that aren't pious because they're not going to know about it. Because the smart people, they're not going to learn this because they're going to not spend time on it. They don't think it's important because they think they're too smart for it. And the people that aren't so smart, they aren't going to understand these concepts. Ad sheyidmu rov bnei ha'adam shechasidus toloi be'amiras mizmorim harbe ve'viduim aruchim me'od somos kashim v'tfilos kerach v'sheleg kulam devarim asher ein haseichel noach bem ve'ein hadas shokata. What is he saying? What do we think piety is? We're going to think, if we don't learn about piety, we don't understand what to do. So some people have the attitude, I'm just going to go to the most extreme. What is something that is pious? I'm going to jump in snow and become freezing to show Hashem that that's what I can do. These are examples he uses. I'm going to say long mizmorim. I'm going to say Tehillim all day and all night. That's going to show I'm pious. I'm going to say viduim aruchim. I'm going to, say Hashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu all day. That's all I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to become a pious person. Or Tsomos Kashim. I'm going to fast. Really long fast days. In the summer, I'm going to take upon myself every day in June. I'm not going to eat during the day. The 14-hour days, I'm not going to eat during the day. That's what we think is piety. Because if we don't learn about what true piety is, it's not going to resonate with us. We're not going to know what to do. We're not going to understand how we're going to become great. Because we're going to think that we have to do crazy things. We're going to think, what is piety? Piety is doing things that are not normal. That are things that, as he says here, kulam devarim asher ein haseichel noach bem ve'ein hadas shokata. We're not going to use our brain. You don't need you have a brain to jump in really cold snow and say, I'm doing this for Hashem. You don't even have a brain not to eat all day. These are all things that we're going to do because that's what we think is pious. But we'll continue on as we go, and we'll keep going to the end of the Hakdama as we go through it. We'll talk about what true piety is, how we're going to be able to become great Jewish people and servants of Hashem, not through doing crazy things like fasting and jumping in snow and becoming people that do crazy things. Rather, we're just going to do things that are going to be attributes, midos, where we're going to treat people nicely. We're going to be careful. We're going to be we're going to have alacrity. We're going to be clean. What do these things mean? I'm just saying English words that don't mean anything to us yet. But we see examples of how we're going to become great. It'll mean something. We'll be able to take these examples. But for right now, we just have to understand how to become great Jews. It's not through doing crazy things. And to become a pious person doesn't mean that you are doing things out of the ordinary for Hashem. You don't need to say long mizmorim. You don't need to jump in snow. One day soon, hopefully, we will learn about true piety and how we get there. Have a great